Yeah, you actually see a less stationary play. Newt is on backline. Ace right there on Blaster. Chris on Tetris. Forge Pro. Sorry, Kenza Pro coming out as well. That's absolutely ingrained in this meta, even after the update.
I think a lot of people have been waiting for that to go, but very strong play. Newt and Chris jumping out to allow themselves to kind of regroup with the rest of their teams as Wolfie rides this tower and waits for this checkpoint to kind of click down.
Well, the worst thing that you can do right there is stay there and die and lose special. You know, your teammates just went down, so get back to spawn. Your teammates are going to be respawning. You don't want to stagger those respawns so that you have to wait longer for a pushback in by dying later than them.
Very, very true. Being able to sort of push this now, this is the opportunity that Moistbird has been looking for. They're going to begin riding this tower and work on taking out this checkpoint, see if they can get it a little further than Tsunami was able to. They decide to abandon it for a second, maybe swap over.
Oh, Newt.
No.
Newt. Don't do it, Newt.
It's going to reset back to middle, and this is what Tsunami has been waiting for. They're just going to take this tower very, very quickly again. Even though they are one down, they've been pushing pretty hard in these first 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Tsunami didn't make something more happen out of that push, taking out the backliner right there, that was the most important pick that they could have possibly gotten to try to make something happen. Ooh, some feeding is actually going to be punished right there, but not before Otter comes in with an inkjet and punishes that.
Very nice play right there.
Almost goes down to an auto.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Even using those bombs to be able to predict the directions in which they're going to go. Very, very smart. You can lock your opponent in, make sure that they're moving in the exact way that you want them to.
Oh, and you see the Booyah Bomb coming out. That's going to take away the plat, maybe just long enough for the flank to come up. And no, the flank is going to die. So it looks like they're going to have a little bit of trouble trying to get it past checkpoint, but they do. They still have a push live. That Blaster is going to get another pick. The Ray's coming out. This is their chance right here to take the...
This really is, and I think that they're going to do it because they don't have a lot that they need to do. They just need to maintain that tower, stay on it, not let them get pressured off of it here. If Ace can get that pick, beautiful shot right there, and launching this jet to try to cover tower, gets another one on NASA. Very, very nice job there, just waiting for it to kind of come back down. Oh, the camp. Really tough moves there.
But taking out the backline is still huge right there, so they can keep the push going. They have a Ray. The Ray is going to come out. He's going to take out one on the plat. Oh, he shouldn't have stopped right there. He could have taken out another right there.
He absolutely could have, but I think sometimes you just need to reevaluate where the teammates are. Otter getting a beautiful pick right there, going to take an opportunity to, when they finish that inkjet, to continue to help support their teammates on tower. Nice pick on that splashdown before they're able to get that off.
Yeah, you practice, in comp, you practice those splashdown kills. You make sure that you have them. They are able to take the lead right back as the defense is going to deteriorate slightly. They're able to push it all the way down to 50 on this map. That's actually pretty big right there because no team has really been able to get that one big, massive wipe to really open things up here.
I think if anything, that was what they needed right there. And this is where Moistbread has just, the tower keeps continuing to go back and forth between who has the lead, and it's just by mere points that they're able to do it. If Moistbread is able to kind of get this tower over to that checkpoint and hold for just an extra second, they will be able to take this lead. They are jumping in and sort of biding their time, waiting to get into position where they feel they can be supported by the rest of their team. Ace gets on this tower, but not quite enough with that bomb rush coming out.
Well, you saw that early Ray right there from Newt, and that is actually effectively what stopped that push. They are going to go 2 down right there. They still have a Ray. If you can fall back, jump back to spawn with that Ray, play patient right now, play slow. You can stop their push and allow your team to jump back in. He does get out this time. Not before they're able to push it very close to where they had it before. They're going to have to Ray right now if they want to make something happen, though.
They really are. That
No.
that booyah coming out is just not going to be enough. And very, very nice job. Look at how yellow that map was, too. I mean, Tsunami really shows why they are kind of the powerhouse within this tournament series. And I think that they've done a fantastic job doing that. It went very back and forth, though, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Moist Bread is able to do in these next couple of games.
Well, you know, like, they have to understand Tsunami is the most aggressive team in this tournament. If they're going to play against that, and if they're going to beat that, they have to punish that. But Tsunami, what they're going to do with that is they're going to do everything in their power to be as disruptive as they can.
They really are, and I think that they showed that in the last one, too.
If anything, either Moist Bread's going to have to be just as aggressive as them and win those 1v1s, push together as a team, or they're going to have to be patient and punish every single time that they see somebody overextend, make a little small mistake, because with aggressive play, your mistakes are magnified.
Very true there. And of these two teams, which one do you think is more of the aggressor, the one that we're going to see continue to kind of push forward faster?
Definitely Tsunami. They have faster comps, they have faster players. They're running swim speed for a reason. You know, they're making things happen as fast as they can. That's what they do. They threw themselves at objective in that last match as hard as they could until they just threw enough bodies to push themselves into the lead.
Sometimes that's all you need to be able to do that. If you're on that checkpoint and you have a Stingray come out from the other side, sometimes you're just waiting for the opportunity from the rest of your teammates to kind of come in, and it's just as the Stingray takes one out, it's okay if you get that lead and it's in the last couple of seconds of the game.
Absolutely. And, you know, the passive play wasn't going to work for Moist Bread in that match. You saw a lot of really early unsupported Stingrays from Newt. Newt was trying to make things happen, but his rays were not hitting targets more often than not. They were really just early enough to the point where they didn't have a ray to stop the push or a counter ray for Tsunami's ray to stop their push.
We'll see what they're going to be able to do here on Clamblitz on Muscle Forge Fitness. I love Clamblitz, but this is a little bit more of a tough map. You have to be very aware of the clam spawns here, and we'll see what they're able to do.
There's not a... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, there's not a whole lot of different directions that you can take on this map. You know, you can swing it just a few different ways to the basket. And because of that, it's very difficult to be as disruptive here as Tsunami would like to be. But Tsunami right there just swarming and getting those two early picks to really open up the map for them. And they have the map underneath the basket as well. Right side is going to be heavily guarded, so they know that they have to push it left.
This is one of the things that I absolutely love about watching Tsunami play. Even though it shows that they had 25 clams right there, they were waiting for an opportunity to make a power clam until they knew they had a good time to move forward. The second booyah waiting just enough for it to come out and cover Otter. Nice pick there. If Otter can get back with that power clam fast enough, using those dually dodge rolls, didn't quite pick it up. They're able to get another pick. Great job there.
Oh, they're just feeding in at this point, and Tsunami, they're being so disruptive and so aggressive that they're punishing it so hard. They're able to push it all the way down to 37, but they do get wiped. That is a delayed wipe, so that's going to open map back up right here for Moist Bread. This is their chance to actually make something happen out of.
They need to work very hard to get some very strong map control before they're able to do anything. Otter, right under that basket, going to just wait and build special and wait for the rest of the team to sort of push forward. That booyah coming out a little bit time to the left from Ace, but it might be the opportunity that they're looking for to kind of break in with that power clam. They do have two on the map, one not being held right now, so this could be the start of a push, but they have to stay alive in order to do it.
Oh, and Ace is going to get the punish, but his teammate is going to go down. He's going to have to take a 2v1. He gets one. He does go down. So it looks like Wolfie is going to open things up. He's just going to guard this clam. Losing that clam was massive because now it looks like Tsunami has a... Maybe could have tossed the ball before balling in with the clam right there.
It would have been wise to be able to toss that clam to a teammate there. But, you know, getting into spawn was very strong, creating a really great distraction. And that other baller coming in from Otter, but Otter doesn't have any clams to be able to continue to do this, decides to stay alive and jump back to kind of avoid that staggered spawn, and they get a few points off of their penalty. So in my opinion, that was a very good push.
Absolutely. You know, that baller in spawn was just enough disruption. That's what Tsunami does best, is they are disruptive. It was just enough to really make a push happen, to really make something happen. They get a pick early right there. Ooh, they are going to go 3 down instantly, so this is going to be actually pretty bad right there. Tsunami can take back map. You know, Moist Bread, they're really slow to take map back in these instances.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Their comp seems pretty strong for painting. It's not that they're, you know, a lack of ink coverage here. So maybe it's just a little bit of a miscommunication as to who's going to be going where. But Otter coming back in with 8 clams, only needs 2, trying to find those last 2 before they are found out here very, very far, or sorry, within their base. So I guess they're going to wait probably and see if they can get 2 power clams going at a time.
Yeah, ooh, he is going to go down to a bomb. Chica Sam is going to come into mid. He sees a 2v1. He's going to lose it. Ace was a little bit too late right there. It's a 3v1 right now. He's going to go down. So that is actually another big opening for Tsunami. And they're so fast. They already have a power clam. They're going to make something happen right here.
They have 2 power clams and the Booyah coming out. I think that this is going to be the opportunity for them to kind of shut this down if they're able to kind of secure this push here. We'll see. They have 3 power clams. 2 of them are jumping in, and they still have 1 at base. They get both of them in, and if they can get that last one in, this is going to be game. But I'm not quite sure anyone is close enough to that last clam to be able to bring it to the net.
No, unfortunately, nobody was waiting there with Pity. It was a little bit of a communication error, I'm sure, right there. They are able to push it all the way to 6 right there.
There we go.
That is game.
We saw that jump coming in. You said no one was there with Pity, but sort of maybe not a misstep because you want to shut it down, but Moist Bread was able to splat some of those members of Tsunami. Then when they've respawned right next to that Pity clam, and with all of the frustration that Otter was causing right there and staying alive, they could jump directly to him and get that Pity clam in very, very fast.
Absolutely. You know, if you can draw the entire team to look at you while the rest of your team just walks into the basket, you'll win. And it was that simple. It was not a very complicated strategy, but they pulled it off flawlessly. They got that KO because they earned it. They were just more organized as a team. They just put on more pressure. They just disrupted the opponents as hard as they could. Moist Bread really, I mean, they had to be looking everywhere. They had to feel a little bit overwhelmed in that match.
They really must have. I mean, it's got to be hard to be able to take those losses and feel like, well, we are struggling with the things that we're doing here. We need to change up our playstyle mid-game is a very difficult thing. So we'll see if they are able to have a couple more answers here for this next one that we're going to be seeing. Rainmaker on the Reef. It's a little more of a back and forth opportunity for them here, and maybe this is exactly what Moist Bread has needed.
Yeah, you know, this is a one big push scenario. You do see a lot of fluke pushes get behind the opposing team. If you accidentally leave an opening, you know, some inexperienced teams may do that, though I don't think Tsunami would. Tsunami is honestly just going to throw themselves at Rainmaker at the beginning of this match. I guarantee it.
We will see what they're able to do here and how they're going to try to take this one back on the side of Moist Bread, and what Tsunami will do to hold them off.
So you're going to see a Jet Squelcher, so a little bit more of a mobile paint-heavy comp coming out here. Moist Bread knows that they are going to be outpainted just because they're going to be outkilled. They're just absolutely overwhelmed right now. So what do? You play patiently and punish those feeds. Otter is able to get out because he had an armor right there, but if he didn't have an armor, that would have... Oh, massive,
very
massive.
Ooh,
and he gets the pick on the backline. 2 down on the side of Moist Bread, so Tsunami is going to open things up early right here for a push. They're being a little bit slow to do so.
They haven't quite picked up that Rainmaker, even though they did have an opportunity to do so with 2 down. That might have been the chance that they were looking for to start this off, but they decide to leave it, and NASA goes down to Ace, who goes down to a Splat Bomb. And now it's a full wipe on the side of Moist Bread, with Wolfie picking up this Rainmaker to push very far forward.
Absolutely.
And everyone is in position here to help them out.
And he gets it all the way down to 13. Now, that's an uphill battle. It's not an unwinnable one right here, but Moist Bread, you know, they can't allow themselves to lose their backliner at all costs here. You know, on defense right there, it would have been so important to have a Ray.
I completely agree with you. It would have been a nicer way to defend what they were going for there, but Tsunami made a fantastic push there. I think Nude is just going to let this reset right now and wait for an opportunity for Moist Bread to kind of take out as many members as possible before they're ready to push forward.
Unfortunately, he has the Stingray for the push right there, but his teammates were not far enough back to make anything happen. You know, they had Ray advantage. They were able to take out the backline on Tsunami, and that would have been their big opportunity right there, but they just couldn't make anything of it. The Ray coming out from Tsunami, Newt is their Stingray on the side of Moist Bread, so he's going to go down while holding the Rainmaker, so the wrong player holding the Rainmaker at the wrong time. You have to understand that if the Ray is going to come out, you need a counter Ray for those situations.
Or something that's going to pressure that other Ray away from where they are. Missiles, some type of way to make sure that they're not standing exactly where you don't want them to be. As the Rainmaker resets right now, we have two members of Tsunami pushed pretty far forward. Unfortunately, they both go down, so this is going to be what Moist Bread has been looking for to make another push here. They just have to make sure that they're able to get as many members of Tsunami down before they continue to go for this.
Absolutely. And you know, whoever wins this set, if you're Moist Bread and you win, and you're fighting an uphill battle here, and if you lose this match and lose this set, it's okay. You can fight back from loser's bracket, but that's definitely not what you want to do here. But it is... You know, they've got retreat penalty on the Rainmaker as well. The Rainmaker is going to go down behind on your street. This is just not looking good with only 2 minutes left to go in the match.
Very tough time for them there. Just as you had mentioned earlier, having that counter Ray is good, but unfortunately, Newt did go down the moment that he popped it from the original Ray, so maybe a little bit of a different positioning. Otter coming around with another flank. This is exactly what we had seen from them in that Clan Blitz match, and some really, really strong play, pushing all the way up to the pedestal here, but didn't quite know that the rest of the team was out of position and gets punished for that.
Unfortunately, it was not a well-timed flank. You know, if he'd been a little bit more patient with that flank and waited to push in right on the opponents right there, he would have been able to make something out of it. Unfortunately, that just did not happen. So that's going to actually make an opening right here. Ace this time is the one to pick up the Rainmaker. An early Ray is going to come out from the side of Moist Bread, so that's going to give a stopping Ray to Tsunami if they can make something out of it. Ace survives just long enough, and they're gonna get wiped with 1 minute left to go in this match. Otter's gonna go ahead and pop that. They're not gonna pick it up. They're just gonna push it right back forward, make sure that they hold down this bridge.
This is really what it comes down to here. Otter looking for this pick, does get one, gets a second one, nice job, and launches that Inkjet. They're going to be able to push pretty far forward, gets a third, beautiful triple from Otter. Not quite looking for the fourth, but instead going to take an opportunity to paint for the teammates to kind of move forward and come around with this flank, as we've seen them do over and over again. Create a very strong nuisance for Moist Bread right now.
Well, you know what Otter is doing so well? He's being disruptive. You know, Otter is just holding forward. Gets another pick right there, and that's going to be a KO. You know, you can't really do much when you can't kill the person in your spawn.
Very, very true. Beautiful 3 games for Tsunami, which makes them the winner of this set. So absolutely fantastic job from both teams here. That's going to send Moist Bread into the